Breaking news now at noon. LAPD is announcing the arrest of accused in a series of sexual assaults. Thank you for joining us for the Ktladt at noon. I'm Lou Parker.
And I'm Lauren Lister in for Glenn Walker. Investigators believe that suspect may be responsible for even more crime.
Ktladt 5's Kimberly Chang live in downtown Los Angeles with more on this breaking story. Kimberly.
Hi, LAPD officials wrapped up a news conference about an hour ago. They did announce that they have arrested a USC International graduate student, and they did release his photo. Take a look. They have identified the student as 30-year-old CJ Wang, who also goes by the name Stephen Wang. He was arrested August 28th, and as I mentioned, he's a graduate student at USC. Now, police say there are multiple sexual assault victims between 2021 and 2025. And the crimes occurred in the greater Los Angeles area. Wang is accused of using drugs to carry out these sexual assaults. He's now facing 8 felony counts, including rape. The district attorney's office says that he's accused of raping 3 women after placing incapacitating drugs in their food and/or drinks. Now, police say they would not say, rather, whether or not the victims were students. Here's a listen to what else they had to say at that news conference earlier this morning.
I would suspect that this individual was an opportunist. So whenever the individual developed a relationship with someone, he took that opportunity to drug them and sexually assault them. I think the best way to characterize it, I'm not going to go specifically into the details of the case. The best way to characterize it is they altered the physical capabilities of the individuals that are subjected to the narcotics. So they become unaware of their surroundings. It's very similar to what you're talking about in terms of roofies. They become unaware of their surroundings, etc. I'm not going to identify the specific substances at this time. That'll be something that we'll be discussing in court during the prosecution.
LAPD confirmed that they started this investigation after Robbery Homicide Division received a tip in January from German authorities. They wouldn't elaborate what the connection is, but did say that the suspect, who's a Chinese national, has traveled to Germany before. Now, after his arrest in Los Angeles, Robbery Homicide Division served search warrants in the University Park area. It's believed that he stayed there, but may also have had another place where he was living. And back here live, and police do believe that there could be additional victims, so they're asking for the public's help and anyone with information to contact LAPD. Wang is currently in custody, being held without bail. He was arraigned back in September and pleaded not guilty to all the charges against him. Reporting live in downtown, Kimberly Chang, KTLA 5 News.
Kimberly, thank you. Turning now to developing news from Wilmington, where the community members are pulling together to help a beloved employee who they say was detained by immigration agents while working at a local cafe.
This comes as federal immigration operations appear to be ramping up in the harbor area. KTLA's Kareen Winter is live in Wilmington with details on this detainment. Kareen.
Well, it was just after 10 o'clock Tuesday morning. 52-year-old Eloy Marin, he was taking out the trash at this coffee shop here in Wilmington, and that's when federal agents detained him. They were actually waiting here in this parking lot. Take a look.
Where are you going to take him to get fingerprints? You need to tell him where you're going to take him.
Marin tried to run, but those agents grabbed him. Workers at Ojas Premium Tea and Coffee Cafe said it was a good thing that he ran by the front of the store. Otherwise, they would not have even been alerted to the situation. Some employees rushed out. You heard them yelling in that cell phone video. They began screaming at agents pleading for Marin's release. The father of 4 came to the U.S. from Mexico more than 3 decades ago. His family didn't want to comment on his legal status, but they said he's a hardworking resident who has never gotten in trouble with the law. He spent his life, they say, trying to provide for his entire family. We've reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for comment on this case, but yet responded. The Trump administration detained in most cases to anyone is here illegally. The city council members are also very concerned about what they say has been happening in this community. They say a sharp increase in federal immigration operations. Here's more from Marin's daughter.
It was super heartbreaking to see those videos, you know. I could just see like the defeat in his face. Like he also feared this day, you know?
He told you he worried about being detained?
Yeah, like every night we watch the news and just more people being taken, and he just prayed to God. He's like, that it's not me.
The tragedy, here for our business. Eloy has been with us for 12 years, and he is very well known here in the community. Very hardworking man, dedicated to his wife, to his children, and to his job. And we are really here, to petition for him to be released, for justice to be brought to him, because he is not a criminal.
And Marin's family said that they have spoken to him. They say right now he's being held at a detention facility in downtown Los Angeles. They say they're not sure of the exact location, but that he's, of course, very afraid right now with things being so uncertain. But in the meantime, they continue to fight for his freedom. That's the very latest here in Wilmington. Corrine Winter, KTLA 5 News. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Corrine, thank you. LA County is now in a state of emergency over federal immigration raids. Supervisors voted 4-1 yesterday, saying the enforcement is leaving thousands of families in financial crisis. The declaration allows the county to move faster, bringing in state money and outside help for rent relief, legal aid, and food assistance. Supervisor Catherine Barger was the only no vote, questioning if this is the right way to respond to families impacted by federal immigration enforcement, or if it just invites legal challenges from the Trump administration. And frustrated residents are cleaning up after a storm drain clogged during yesterday's storm.
And mud and debris flowed into several yards, leaving behind a really big mess. KTLA 5's Orange County Bureau Chief Chip Yost live in La Habra with more details. Hi, Chip.
Yeah, hello there. Yeah, a lot of the residents here on Wilshire Avenue in La Habra still have a lot of cleanup to do, and this is what they say caused it. Let's take some video from Sky 5 HD. We know we had the rainstorm yesterday, but here you can see behind their home there are some railroad tracks, and there's also a flood channel that goes through there. There's irrigation that goes through there that's supposed to control some of the flooding, but they say that flood channel is not only damaged, they also say there is a homeless encampment back there. When it rains and floods, some of the debris, mattresses, things like that, pile up in the flood control channel, and then it clogs it up, so it causes rain and water and debris to overflow into their yards. Take a look at this video. This is some video some of those residents took. You can see yesterday during that rainstorm what happened. Mud, rain, and debris started flooding their yards. One resident told us this has been an ongoing problem. It's happened to her. This is the third time, she says, in the last several years. That resident told us she went to the city, complained, went to Union Pacific and Railroad, complained, and they just pointed fingers back at each other. She says no one's taking responsibility for what's going on back there. They want to see some changes. Here's more from a couple of the residents who had to deal with those problems yesterday.
So this is the damage that occurred yesterday. There was just massive water flowing through the entire fence on this portion. If it wasn't for that right there, the whole thing would have absolutely came down. As you can see, it's alongside the railroad there. Water was gushing, piled up with mud, landslide muds just coming down into the grass area, going up along the entire home. Water almost went into the back door.
My pool was beautiful, clear, blue, and now it's muddy and black, and it's probably got pounds and pounds of mud. But I'm just devastated because this happened 2 years ago. Same thing with the wall not being fixed. I've already contacted the city of La Habra, which they claim they're not responsible. I've contacted Pacific Railroad. They haven't done anything, and that wall is still broken a few years later, and I just want somebody to fix it so we don't have this problem again. I can't be repairing my pool every time it rains.
And we did reach out to the city of La Habra and Union Pacific. for comment, but have not heard back from either of them just yet. For now, reporting here in La Habra, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
Okay, Chip, thank you for that. A mess for those residents, but Kai's here with the weather today, which is really clear and beautiful if you're just driving around and don't have those headaches.
Yeah, a gorgeous day, and thankfully for those families, there is no rain in the forecast for at least the next 7 to 10 days, offering an opportunity to clean up a little bit. And we've got a beautiful afternoon here, as you can see, in Santa Monica, and the 24-hour rainfall totals, especially much of yesterday on Tuesday, pretty impressive. Woodland Hills picking up just over 3.5 inches of rain yesterday. Burbank coming in at just over 2.5 inches of rain. We'll go to Orange County, the Silverado Canyon community, just over 2 inches, and then the Riverside Airport coming in at about 55/100, so just over half of an inch there for the Riverside Airport area. Still got a little bit of some cloud cover sticking around some of the foothills in the San Gabriel Valley out towards San Bernardino, Riverside, San Diego counties. But as we take a quick look at that 5 Live Max Doppler, there was just a little bit of mid-level moisture sticking around the Lake Elsinore area, Temecula, but now that is beginning to dry out more so as we make our way through the noon hour. 63 in Burbank, currently 58 up in the Lancaster area. Big Bear coming in with a very cool 45-degree current temperature. We've got Santa Monica at 66, and obviously with the sunshine and lack of